Hello and welcome to What's Playing Tonight. My name is Tyler Stans, and this is the show where one of us picks a movie and the others can't say no, no matter how much they might desperately want to. And I have never been in a fraternity. I haven't even introduced you yet, disembodied voice. I have with me today the Lime Knight in the limelight, because you can wait now. Raceland, how are you doing, and have you ever been in a fraternity?
I have not. I have only gone to community college, so I am not one of the brethrens, as they say.
Okay, and then we also have, you might have heard him before, the Silver-Eyed Wolf himself.
Also known as Nate.
And have you ever been in a fraternity?
Can't say that I have, nor do I think I would want to be.
No, it doesn't sound fun.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
go ahead.
Unless it's like from the movie Accepted, which will probably be down the line.
The South Harmon Institute of Technology.
I would love to be a shithead.
You kind of already are, in my opinion.
Yeah, personality.
Yeah,
probably.
Like in our hearts, I think that we all consider you to be a shithead.
Thank you.
Definitely.
I appreciate that.
Let's see. I don't know. What you guys been watching? Raceland, you go first.
All right. It's going to be very different than last podcast. I'm watching the same stuff. I'm watching Dragon Ball Super, still doing the rewatch. Watching Obi-Wan, still enjoying Obi-Wan. And I've just recently watched the second episode of Miss Marvel, and it's just getting worse.
Why is it getting worse?
I'm just not a fan. This is the first MCU thing since Eternals that I've not enjoyed.
Well, Eternals wasn't that long ago.
But it wasn't great either, so.
They can't all be, like, all hits. So.
It bums me out the most because... Wow. It just bums me out because, like, when they announced all the future MCU shows... Miss Marvel was one of the ones I was the most excited for, because I've stated in the past, I love the character of Miss Marvel in the comics. So I was super hyped, and then this came out completely different.
That power change really, really bothers you, doesn't it?
It really does. So much.
I have not watched the second episode of Miss Marvel yet.
I have not watched either one.
Have you watched Obi-Wan yet?
I have not.
What have you watched? Okay, well then what have you watched, Nate?
I've watched,
been reading a manga.
Well, yes, that always. But I have been keeping up with the boys and watching stand-up comedy, basically.
Okay, who?
Joe Coy, mainly.
Who?
What? You don't know Joe Coy?
He's a Filipino comedian.
Even I know Joe Coy. Come on.
I like him. He's pretty good. There's another one that I can never pronounce his last name. It's like Mike Birbagelli or something like that. I
was like flawless pronunciation.
He's pretty funny. Also been watched Jim Gaffigan.
I know who that one is.
Yeah, I had to throw one in there that I figured you would know.
I don't think Jim Gaffigan's very funny.
Some of his stuff is about a hit and miss for me. I've watched 3 of his specials so far, and
pretty funny. I've watched 3 whole specials.
Well, no, I've liked one, I've disliked one, and the other one was just kind of meh. So he's about middle of the road for me so far.
Raceland, have you heard his joke about Ligma?
No. Is it gonna be Ligma balls or something?
Please don't use that kind of language on the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, come on.
So sorry.
All right, what have I been watching?
Yeah, well, what have you been watching, Tyler?
I watched Obi-Wan. I am not caught up on The Boys, and I'm not caught up on Ms. Marvel. Oh, and I watched Your Name, that anime movie from like 2016 last night, and that is really good. I recommend that.
Yeah, I've been told really good things about it, especially considering a lot of people know how emotional I get during animes and stuff, and I'm like,
how emotional do you get? Tell me about that.
Very emotional. When it comes to reality, not so emotional. When it comes to anime, manga, and fiction, man.
Did you cry when Jiraiya died?
I did.
Bro, spoilers.
So sad.
You don't know who that is.
From Naruto?
From what?
Oh.
Naruto?
Nara what? Oh,
Naruto.
What, Nate? What was that for?
Naruto Shippuden.
Yeah, he's acknowledging that Naruto Shippuden is basically Naruto.
Well, Jiraiya was in both, so he was still correct.
Still.
Yeah, Nate.
But he died in Shippuden.
Again, spoil it. What if somebody hasn't watched?
Yeah, I can't believe you just spoiled Jiraiya dying.
You already spoiled it. Don't try to flip it on me.
I'm sorry, I was using my reverse jutsu on you.
Gosh, Nate, I'm so disappointed in you.
What's that? For what?
Spoiling the anime.
Oh, well, that's okay. I can spoil One Piece.
Please don't. Please.
Let me guess. They haven't found the treasure.
Stop. No, everybody just stop.
They probably won't.
Was it actually 2 pieces?
It's probably going to be like friendship,
yeah.
The real treasure is the friendships, the friends we made along the way. I get it.
It's probably going to be that.
The real treasure was the experience of the adventure.
Everybody who comes into contact with the One Piece, they leave it alone. Like, why would you do that if it's not friendship? Like, come on.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that's enough weeb shit, I think, for today. Have you guys... I wanted to talk to you about something, but I can't remember what it was.
That's never a good sign.
Upcoming stuff. Is there anything on the horizon in film and television that you guys are excited for?
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, I need a list. I have to look at it.
Someone just talked about they're like doing a reboot of the Trigun anime, and that I'm super excited about.
Back on the weeb.
I don't know what that is.
That is one of my top 10 anime of all time. It is a great anime of like a post-apocalyptic Western kind of thing. It's really good.
Is that the one where the kid has to get in the robot and his dad is really mean to him?
No, I think that is called Whiny Bitches 101.
Please don't use that language on the podcast.
Okay.
Damn it,
Whiny Children 101.
Fair enough.
How's that? How about you, Race? Anything?
I'm kind of looking here now. I know that they just released the trailer for Black Adam. That looks promising, I guess.
Looks okay.
Yeah. I don't have much to go on. The DC recently hasn't been very, great with their movies, so
I'm kind of sick of The Rock.
Oh no.
I do love The Rock, but I kind of agree with Ty with him being in literally everything. Wasn't he in like 9 movies last year or something like that?
Yeah.
He's been in a lot. It lasts like 2 years.
He's been in a lot, but also I've enjoyed every single one of them. The only movie of The Rock's that I have genuinely not liked is that Pain and Gain, I think is what it was called. With
I liked that movie. That movie was good, fine.
Nah, I just couldn't get into it.
Apparently, they're also making another Fast and Furious, Fast X. Oh boy,
that doesn't surprise me.
Cool.
Are they ever going to let that franchise die?
Probably not.
Eventually, probably. I don't know.
As long as it makes money.
Yeah, that is the question. Same thing with Jurassic World. You guys honestly believe that is the last Jurassic movie that they're ever going to make?
No, it's going to be Cretaceous World. It's going to be the next time.
I have not seen the new one.
Cretaceous.
But I am looking forward to it.
I'm not.
Oh, another movie. The Gray Man. It looks promising.
Oh, with Chris Evans?
Yeah, and Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I know it's coming to Netflix. I don't know anything else about it.
I don't even know what it is.
It looks promising. Like, it's, I guess, along the lines of like James Bond, John Wick kind of thing. Like, he's a legend in the world of action. And they're like, oh, if I can take down the Gray Man, I'll become a legend. So,
well, I am a big fan of John Wick, right, Raceland?
I've only seen the first movie, and it was okay.
You need to watch the others, buddy.
Such a shit take.
You need to watch the others, buddy.
I'd rather watch The Matrix if I'm gonna watch a good Keanu trilogy.
Also,
except for the new one,
the Barbie movie.
Oh yeah, I keep seeing stuff about that.
Yeah.
You're excited for the Barbie movie?
I'm not excited. It's more of I'm intrigued because I'm curious it'll have like a dark twist kind of thing. Like,
who's the main character again that's playing in the Barbie movie?
Margot Robbie.
Mean, like Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Margot Barbie.
His Barbie. And then Ryan Gosling, I guess, is
That's
Ken.
who it is.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling is Ken.
I saw on Twitter that he like bleached his hair or something like that.
Yeah, the promotional art so far has been pretty generic, just pictures of them, but I for some reason get like there's going to be some kind of dark twist to it. And that's what I'm hoping for.
Barbie joins a fraternity.
Oh, well then it would be right up your alley.
We're not there yet.
And
anyway,
plus it'd be a sorority.
I remembered what I wanted to talk to you guys about.
Okay,
so we've all seen Joker.
No.
The first one? Yep.
You haven't seen Joker.
Nope, but you can spoil.
Do you have any interest in it at all?
Yeah,
not really.
Add that to the list, bro.
No, I'm not. No. Rayson, did you like Joker?
I liked Joker.
I thought Joker sucked, but that's beside the point. And we're not here to talk about the first movie. We're here to talk about the craziness that is what's coming out about the sequel. Where it looks like
the
Joker sequel might be a musical, and it might have Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. And let me tell you, that is such a different thing that I might actually watch that.
No. This movie did not need a sequel. This movie was great on its own as a standalone. It does not need a sequel.
Maybe the sequel is just a fever dream of the Jokers, which is why it's
which is actually a theory. Like, if you watch the first one, there's a ton of parts where we don't know if it's reality or not. So this literally could be a fever dream of the Joker.
Well, there you go.
And you know, obviously Lady Gaga can sing. I'm drawing a blank on whether Joaquin Phoenix could sing or not, and then I remembered he was in the Johnny Cash movie.
Yeah, he does. He has a pretty good singing voice.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Yeah. So I would probably be more interested in that.
Oh, I'm absolutely
the
more
original.
I'm absolutely more interested in that than just a straight up sequel to Joker, because I'm also Raceland, even though I didn't like it, I also agree that it did not need a sequel, especially like spoilers for Joker. It's been out for years. Bruce Wayne is like 10 years old in that movie.
Okay, so it's like the Joe Chill kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's like, I don't really understand. I mean, eventually you're just going to keep making Joker movies without like Batman,
which
I mean,
considering
didn't we just get 10 years of that on TV with the show Gotham? Like, it was the same thing.
Yeah, it was just.
Still have never watched Gotham.
I watched like the first season.
Do you have any interest?
I think I watched like 4 episodes and I got bored.
I watched all the way up to I want to say Commissioner Gordon's wife starts to turn evil or something.
Stupid.
And I'm like,
so stupid.
Yeah, I was like, whatever.
Sorry, Gotham fans.
One of my biggest issues with it is that they just kept making all of his villains into Commissioner Gordon's villains. So I just really couldn't get into it as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially like if you look at it from a standpoint of comic accuracy and whatnot, a lot of his villains that were on the show should have been around Bruce Wayne's age.
Yes.
Which they only did, I think, with 2 of them.
Like Scarecrow and Tommy Elliott, I guess.
Of being the same age?
Yeah, I know Tommy Elliott was, because he was like him and Bruce's parents were friends or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like the comics, but
yeah. I was talking more for like a Catwoman and Poison Ivy.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Those 2, like, they were genuine children in the show. I hated the fact, like, I loved the idea of what they did with the Riddler. like him being a CSI who is obsessed with puzzles and whatnot. That was really cool. I liked that. I hated the fact that they made him so much older than Bruce Wayne. Because he's not, he would be an old man by the time Bruce Wayne became Batman.
Same thing with Penguin.
And Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent, yeah. Harvey Dent was already a lawyer.
Yeah. Like it
college
just
buddies, I
annoyed
think.
me. Yeah. They were good friends and everything. And I'm just like, now it's going to be creepy when they become best friends, like in that regard.
Yeah.
So
this has been our Gotham segment, but we cannot spend this much time on Gotham, but it's fine. Okay. Anyway, I'm more excited for the Joker sequel than I thought I would have been because I really had no interest. I fell asleep a couple times during the first one.
You fell asleep?
In the movie
I enjoy
theater.
Musicals.
Oh my gosh.
I enjoy musicals, so it definitely already piqued my interest in that regard.
One of us has got to.
And then I don't have a segue. Our movie of the week is Where's the Money?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Raceland, tell us about this movie.
What's up?
Tell us about this movie.
Well, this movie is Where's the Money, made in 2017. It has the budget was only $1.5 million. Oh,
really?
Yeah. Okay. And I quite enjoyed this movie.
All right. Who's in it?
We got Andrew Batchelor. You may know him as King Batch on like Vine, TikTok. He was big star like that. Yeah. You got Terry Crews, who is the uncle in this movie. Yeah. Obviously, most people know who Terry Crews is. And I know this is going to be one of your gripes, Ty, but Logan Paul is in fact in this movie as one of the characters.
We're just going to sail right on past that. He's not that big of a character in the movie in the first place. I don't really feel like talking about Logan Paul.
That's true. So I figured that would not be a big deal.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Nate, what do you have to say about Logan Paul? Listeners, if you could see the pouty face that Nate just made.
Well, it's not exactly Logan Paul. It's more his character, Eddie, really.
Well, I know. You've got some gripes, I'm assuming.
No, actually, Eddie, I thought he was the kind idiot of the movie.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad character at all.
I didn't.
All right, we're sailing right on past Logan Paul. I don't want to talk about him. We're sailing right past that.
Who else is in this movie, Grayson?
Well, let's see here.
I'll tell you who's in it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I did a little research on my own because I was trying to wonder where some of these people were from. Devin Werkheiser as Brock was on the show Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Yes, was
Ned.
He really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually genuinely shocked when I saw Ned in this movie. I was like,
I didn't recognize him at first.
Really?
Yeah.
I did.
Which character was he again?
Brock.
He was the one who suspected him the whole time.
That's right. I never really watched Ned Declassified, so I had no idea. I know the name. I know the show is really popular.
Yeah, I used to watch that show all the time on New.
That was Ned? I had no clue.
Yeah, that was Ned.
I gotta say, I'm glad he's still doing stuff.
Oh.
But, man.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Let's see.
Who else?
Andrew Batchelor. We'll talk about King Batch for a minute. Yes, he did get his start on Vine. I think he has a YouTube channel as well and possibly TikTok.
He does. No, he's super big on TikTok.
But he's been in, actual stuff. He was in both of the Babysitter movies on Netflix, and I think those movies are pretty good, and he was pretty good in them. He was also in... Where is it? Oh, Holiday on Netflix, which is a rom-com. Don't ask. And then, I saw he was on a TV show or something. He was in an episode of Walking Dead. He's on Creep Show on Shudder. So he's working. He's doing stuff.
Yeah, King Batch seems to be doing a lot of Netflix originals.
Yes.
Which is nothing wrong with that. That's
no, I like
pretty
Netflix
good.
originals.
Yeah.
And Terry Crews obviously has been in a ton of things.
Yes, like
first thing I ever
Nine-Nine.
saw him on. The first thing I ever saw him in was Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah,
that was the very first thing I ever saw him in.
That's probably a pretty big introduction to him to a lot of people.
The first thing I ever saw him in was White Chicks.
Of course, everybody loves him in White Chicks.
But I mean, like Training Day, Malibu's Most Wanted. Actually, Malibu's Most Wanted might have been the first thing. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Get Smart, Terminator Salvation.
He was in Terminator Salvation?
He was in Terminator Salvation, Deadpool 2.
What?
The Expendables 3 and 2. Yeah, I think just those. I don't think. Oh, and the first one. He was in all three of them, yeah.
And of course, Brooklyn. I don't know if that was brought up. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Never watched it.
Oh.
Yeah, I loved that show.
Yeah, me too. It's good. Except for the last season.
He voiced Blade in Ultimate Spider-Man, the TV show.
I had no idea.
Plays Benjamin King in the Saints Row games.
And he played the main character in Crackdown 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Like motion capture, his likeness and everything.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So the first movie I remember seeing him in, which wasn't like it's out of order, which is the Benchwarmers, where he played a.
I've seen that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first movie I saw him in, and then after that, I saw him in like White Chicks and other things too.
Now, Nate, if I remember right, you're not a fan of White Chicks, are you?
No, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I liked it.
For some reason, I thought you weren't a fan.
And we also have Kat Graham as Alicia, the kind of love interest in this, and she's been in things like Where's the Money? She's on the rise. She's the voice of April O'Neil in the newest, like the latest Ninja Turtles show.
Okay.
I knew that she was a big part in True Blood. Right? Am I right about that?
She's in the Vampire Diaries.
That's what it is. Vampire Diaries. I got them mixed up.
One of those vampire shows.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's been. She does a lot of TV. She's done a lot of movies. Nothing really huge though.
Yeah, she's always been kind of the side character in a lot of them.
Yeah.
And we got Mike Epps as Dre, his Dell's father.
Yeah, I didn't know who that actor was.
Well, I'm surprised because he is in Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Is he? I think he was just one of the guys that was like just got killed. I think, like really quickly.
He's the pimp.
Okay, yeah, I know you're talking
about the custom guns.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I know him mainly from like Friday After Next and the Friday movies.
He's also in Malibu's Most Wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And The Hangover.
He's in The Hangover?
Yeah, and The Hangover Part 3. He skipped Part 2.
Oh.
He plays two different characters. Oh, no. I was reading it wrong. No, he plays the same guy in Part 1. Oh, he's Black Doug.
Oh my god, he is Black Doug. That's so funny.
That's the character's name in The Hangover, listeners. Yeah. He also, I didn't know this, but there's a TV show from like based off the movie Uncle Buck. Nope, and he plays Uncle Buck on that show.
Okay.
All right.
Uncle Buck was I want to say a John Candy movie. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's a John Candy movie where he comes to watch his brother's children. It was a good movie.
We have Method Man as Trap, the gang leader. He's a rapper, Raceland.
Yeah, I know who Method Man is.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
We have Josh.
It's kind of funny. My wife, when we were watching this movie, she's like, "Isn't that 50 Cent?" And I go, "No, that's definitely not 50 Cent." I'm like, "That's Method Man."
Oh my god. We have Josh Brenner, who plays Clark in the movie. And then in a weird coincidence, he voices Donatello on that same Ninja Turtles show that Kat Graham voices April.
Maybe that's how they got connected and called him in to do the movie.
No, this show is newer than the movie. The movie came out in 2017.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And then he's done a lot of voice work for Disney. He was on The Clone Wars. He was on Star Wars Resistance. He was on a show called 101 Dalmatian Street. Never even heard of that.
So when I first saw this movie, I for real thought that guy was the best friend on Everybody Hates Chris. I really thought it was him. But no, they just look alike.
I never watched that show, so I don't know.
I could easily understand the confusion.
Yeah, I had to look it up. I really thought it was him.
And then Logan Paul plays that guy.
Eddie.
I looked at his filmography. There's really nothing much to talk about.
We all know who Logan Paul is.
Everybody knows who Logan Paul is, and if you don't, I'm jealous. Retta is the actress's name, plays Dell's mom, and she was on Parks and Recreations.
Yes, she was.
I have never seen that.
Gosh, dang it! She looks a lot different than she did on Parks and Rec. I almost didn't recognize her.
Yeah, Parks and Rec is pretty good, Nate. I don't know if you would like it, but
it's one of the things I want to watch, along with I think it's called Community.
Basically, if you like
Community
The Office,
is amazing.
Yeah. Basically, if you like The Office, you'll like Parks and Rec.
Never seen The Office either. I have not seen those three like generational movies.
Yeah, like the three most well-known movies of our time, or shows of our times.
Yeah. We have Caleb Emery as Ben. He does not have a Wikipedia page. And then we have Alan Maldonado as Juice, who's kind of the dopey friend that can get anything.
Yeah,
don't ask him how he got it.
He's the criminal best friend.
And then he was in Friday After Next. Live Free or Die Hard. Just going down some of the Equalizer.
That's a good movie too.
Where's the Money? And then a lot of TV. And he's also on Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Why did they just did the people who made that show watch this movie and they're like, you know who we want? These guys.
We want Juice.
Now he's only in one episode, so he's not like a main character on that show or anything, but and that is our cast for Where's the Money? Raceland, what's this movie about?
So basically this movie is Andrew Bachelor's character, Dell, is he runs a gym with his mom, and the gym's kind of shutting down, it's getting run down, they don't have any money. And Dell's father and his uncle were arrested for a bank robbery they did in the past. And his dad calls him up, basically tells him, we hid the money in this abandoned building. Your uncle just got out of jail. He's going to go get the money. You need to get it to help the gym out. So he goes there, finds out the abandoned building's actually now a college fraternity. And he basically tries to get into the fraternity by pledging, and a lot of shenanigans happen.
Yes, that's that's about what I would say. Nate, what did you think of this movie?
It is not the worst college movie I've seen, like fraternity style film. There were a lot of things I didn't really care about. It's not a movie I dislike or like. It's very middle of the road for me.
What do you mean there's a lot of things you don't care about?
Let's see here. Well, one thing I didn't like was I hate seeing Terry Crews as the bad guy.
Well, that's understandable.
Yeah, I like him as a good guy, and it's more of a preference thing.
It was kind of strange hearing Terry Crews cuss a whole bunch in this movie. Yeah. I just don't picture him cussing a lot.
But as the things that I don't really care about, like hazing and whatnot, whatever. The repair, them acting like he needs to repair a lot of stuff at the gym when he obviously wouldn't know how to fix that kind of thing.
I think it was more along the lines of yo, the air conditioner's fixed. Go call someone to fix it kind of thing.
Except he suggests that, and they specifically say, oh, wait, let me get out my money. Oh, wait, we don't have the money to do that.
That's true. So, yeah, you're right.
Them expecting him to repair the air conditioner, which, by the way, that air conditioner was the worst looking air conditioner setup.
It's held up by tape.
Yeah, tape and 2x4s on the rafters.
That's not very safe. That's not very safe, is it, Nate?
No, it is not. That proves to be a very good point later on in the film. But it is them expecting him to be able to do that kind of stuff, kind of whatever. Not great, in my opinion.
I think they were more along going the lines of we want more comedy slapstick stuff. So just kind of throw them in there.
Yeah, and usually I'd be okay with that, but for this time it just for some reason missed me. It didn't really do anything for me on that.
Raceland.
No, go ahead. That's about it, pretty much, for the things I don't care about.
Alrighty then, Raceland, tell us why you picked this movie and why you enjoy it.
Okay, first of all, I watched this movie. The very first time I ever saw this movie was on my smartphone at work, second screening it. So
I remember that time.
Yes, so I decided to rewatch it a couple of years ago, and I really enjoy it. Like, I think this movie is a dumb comedy. That's basically what I go in expecting. This is gonna be a stupid movie that I can laugh at, and that's exactly what it is. It's a dumb, slapsticky comedy about the main reason why I was even interested in this movie to begin with, because I'm a huge fan of King Batch, like on Vine and TikTok, like we said. So I was like, oh, he stars in this movie. I want to check out his movie, and it's exactly what I expected—a dumb, slapsticky, funny comedy.
I completely relate to that. Actually, there is I think we all have a movie that we shouldn't like, but it's because we like the people in it. We're like, okay, this is a pretty fun movie we can get into.
Yeah.
So anything other than just the slapstick comedy that you would like to point out to it?
Like I said, I don't have any hatred toward Logan Paul or anything back then because I didn't even know who he was. So him being in the movie can deter people. I get that, but it didn't affect me at all.
He plays. His character is such a no. It's just such not even a real
Yeah, but if you go to his IMDb,
role.
he's like the third character on there.
Yeah, I know, because he's famous for his stupid YouTube shit, and but he's really not in the movie very much.
I mean,
he is really a background character.
Every time they show the three, because there's the three fraternity guys, he's one of the three fraternity guys.
But he's like the background guy.
I found him to be
he's the dumb, he's the dumb one in the back.
I found him to be more of a distraction than anything, because every time he was on screen, it just looked. Well, there's Logan Paul. There's YouTuber Logan Paul,
playing himself.
I guess because I didn't really follow too much into the Logan Paul crap that I was able to avoid being distracted by. Oh, there's Logan Paul. To me, it was just a tall, dumb, blonde guy.
That's Logan Paul, yeah.
It was the character.
Stepping away from Logan Paul, another big reason why I wanted to watch this movie in the first place, again, like Nate pointed out, Terry Crews is in it. Everybody loves Terry Crews.
Especially when he's a bad guy.
I wasn't expecting him to be a bad guy when I saw the trailer, but then obviously he ended up being the evil uncle. So
the main antagonist.
Yeah.
Well,
overall, I actually really enjoyed this movie.
I will say, I didn't laugh once.
Not even once?
Not even once. There was nothing that happened in this movie that I thought was funny.
Me and my wife were laughing out loud when we watched this movie.
I found a few chuckles.
I might have cracked a smile once, but nothing actually made me laugh. Here's the thing, Raceland, is that this movie came out in 2017, and there have been so many movies like this from the early 2000s. This movie didn't do anything unique or different or better than any of those other college comedy movies from back in the day, which I also don't think is that funny. Every now and then you'll find one, but as far as this lowbrow humor stuff, it just doesn't really work for me.
I think I'm just blinded by my love of King Batch. That probably is why I like it so much.
No, I think Ty is sort of right in the fact that it doesn't really do anything new or anything different on that front. But that's kind of why it works for the niche it works. he's not a big fan of that style of movie.
Yeah, we all have genres we don't like. I mean, the last movie we watched was horror. I'm not into horror.
But the difference is that I do enjoy comedy, but it has to be not.
There are different types of comedy.
Low effort, like
this is very, like you said, lowbrow kind of comedy, and for people who like that kind of comedy,
I love that kind of comedy.
Same here. I enjoy it. Like, Dude, Where's My Car is definitely lowbrow humor.
Look at Benchwarmers. You brought it up earlier. That's a lowbrow comedy. That movie's great.
I love my lowbrow comedy. It's why I was able to find a few chuckles in this film. So yeah, I understand why you wouldn't like it too much, Ty, because it's simply not really your taste of comedy.
No, not at all. And as far as lowbrow humor goes, I have to admit that the movies that I like that do that, it's probably for nostalgia reasons. If I were to watch them fresh today, like never seeing them before, it wouldn't do anything for me.
I get that.
Understandable. Our tastes all change as we grow.
Definitely.
For the most part. This come from a guy who has always loved musicals, romance, and comedy films. Lowbrow.
One of those genres are good.
Grayson, do you hate love?
Yeah. I don't hate love. I'm married.
Yeah, but you don't like romance movies?
I know plenty of married people who don't like love.
You won't watch a romance movie with your wife?
I'll watch a romantic comedy movie with my wife.
Okay.
Did you laugh at this movie, Raceland?
Yeah, I like this movie.
What's one funny thing that happened in it?
Well, I liked the part where he basically every time that they were gonna say something that was like a trigger warning, they got all flustered and it was hilarious.
That was probably one of the funny parts I liked was when Juice had to get into that jacuzzi.
That was really funny.
I was like, "Oh no, Juice, don't!" And then that was, and then what was her name? Alicia.
Yeah,
she getting aggressive with Ned. I'm gonna kill him Ned because I don't remember his actual name in this.
Brock.
It's a B-Rock. Or what do you call him?
Yeah, he's like, my name's Barack. Brock.
He's like, and then the thug guy was like, it's like, your name's Brock. That's the whitest name you've ever.
Yeah, Brock is like, I feel bad for Brock because he genuinely has a point. Like, no, that's the guy. That guy just tried to break into our fraternity, and they're like, no, man, that's not.
You can't say that.
Yeah, don't be like that, Brock.
Don't be racist. Like, come on, man.
Brock
this brings me to my next point. Is that I don't think this movie is nearly as clever as it thinks it is.
No,
I can see that. I totally agree.
Yeah, but I also
these poor white people, they can't say anything without appearing racist. I'm like, oh my fucking god, give me a break.
I think that's supposed to be more of the humor.
Yeah, they're going for the funnies.
I just thought it was annoying.
Yeah, which, again, understandable. This is lowbrow. Like, it goes with a lowbrow kind of thing. Which, as we have confirmed, not exactly your taste. Yeah. So, I understand why you'd find it annoying. Even I, like, to the lengths that they go to in it, yeah, it gets kind of repetitive.
Yeah.
They do use it a lot. But the first few times they use it, I'm like, yeah, that's true. You can't do that. No, that's stupid.
And then what about when it happens for the 50th time?
Then I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. You guys
like I said,
I get it, yeah.
Yeah, this wasn't a great film in my opinion, but it wasn't horrible. It wasn't as bad as I expected.
There are gripes I do have in certain points of the movie. It's not
all right, Raceland. Yeah, I want to hear your gripes. Let's hear it.
Let's hear the gripes.
Okay, so first of all, when they are in the basement and like punching holes in the wall with the hammer, and then like, dang it, we couldn't find the money. I guess we'll have to come back and try again. The next day or whatever, however long it was, no one cared that there were holes in the walls. Like, what the hell?
That was a pretty big gripe on my part, especially when
it was one of the biggest things.
Like, I know they're stupid, but come on.
So for me, that really jumped out when Juice went in there and was hitting the walls and whatnot, putting all these holes in the walls. And not even the next day, that very moment, Brock comes down there with Alicia.
Holes on the walls.
Yeah, he looks around like he's not blind. He's like, "This is our basement." I'm like, do you not see the holes in your walls, dude?
That was
like,
my biggest gripe of this movie.
You should be freaking. If I was living there, I'd be freaking like, who put these holes? And then he like talks about, oh, I got one of my pledges to clean down here. I would suspect my pledge, who was the last person I saw down here. Like,
yeah, you sent the pledge down there to clean, and then the next day there's holes in the walls.
Wasn't it really funny how whenever they went to kidnap Dell, they all put on these white robes and stuff, and they looked like the KKK?
That was pretty funny.
See,
no, it was the most obvious thing in the world. Like,
yeah.
They explained it that it was before the KK was founded and everything. It's
no,
fine.
It's stupid. It was the most low-hanging fruit.
Well, so the takeaway from that is for me anyway, was that they tried to mix humor with something along with a little bit of
cultural relevance.
Well, not even cultural relevance, more like, yes, things are away for a certain time, but as time goes on, they need to change. They say that it's tradition and whatnot throughout their fraternity things, which is true. Fraternities and sororities have traditions, and traditions are usually to be held. But there was a saying once I read in a book where they were talking about how the only true tradition is that all things must change. And that is kind of what I got from that, is they're looking at all these traditions as they're going through doing the hazing and whatnot. And some of them are realizing, oh, wait, maybe we should be changing these traditions. They're not exactly good anymore. We probably shouldn't be doing this.
And Nate, who was the character that pointed that out?
That would be Eddie.
That would be Logan Paul's character.
So
I don't care about Logan Paul.
Let me tell you,
Eddie.
It doesn't. So I just want to state that offensive humor does not necessarily bother me, but with how obvious it was, it was like, of course, oh man, they're putting on these white robes and stuff. I wonder what's going to happen. And at that point, I see it coming, it's boring, and it's not funny to me.
Yeah.
See, I think I see it coming too, and I still laugh at it.
Yeah, because you're easy. I can make you laugh.
You can. I'm very easy to laugh. I laugh at everything.
So
I'm a simple guy.
I take the jokes and I look too deeply into the jokes. Like, I'm seeing a call for change and all this.
You're giving this movie way too much credit, Nate.
That is a possibility. But maybe it is saying, hey, these are traditions. They're obviously stupid traditions. And obviously the characters are stupid for thinking, oh, it'd be okay for us to wear this out in public in this area. No, that is a stupid thing to do. Anybody would think that's a stupid thing to do.
And we're going to go pick up our friend Chet Buttersworth.
Yeah. Like that whole, yeah, the name was horrible. The whole thing was stupid. But it is in the stupidity that the humor can be found. Yes, it was obvious. And not many people like the obvious stupidity.
I like obvious stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
But
we must too, because we let you pick movies.
Oh, well, nice.
I thought it was... I didn't really think it was funny, but I did think it was entertaining, that part. Because, like, yeah, you're stupid. Of course you would get in trouble for doing this.
So, I just want to, just for a little transparency here, we here at What's Playing Tonight do often message each other and just say things to each other. And Nate made a comment along the lines of that he was seriously considering taking a vote that we do not let Raceland pick movies. And I'm wondering, Nate, where does that come from if this movie wasn't that bad?
Come on, man.
Well, that was more of a joke on Raceland's
or at his expense.
Yeah, at his expense.
right
for
here,
you. Yeah, no, I can see you on this or on our screen here. That doesn't change anything. I prefer to joke at someone's expense with them rather than behind their backs.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a joke at his expense for Ty's benefit. Which I think.
So am I still able to pick movies?
Yes, of course you are.
No, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you a joke.
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you a joke, Raceland, and it's gonna be funnier than any joke in this movie. Are you ready?
Oh, no.
Ready. I'm ready to hear this.
All right, knock knock.
Who's there?
Skyward Sword sucks.
God damn it, Ty. God damn it.
Those
Skyward Sword sucks. Who?
Everybody.
For those who may not know, check out Raceland's streaming at Lime Night 74.
Yes, please everybody go follow Raceland on Twitch. He's been streaming not Skyward Sword, but he's been doing some Twilight Princess and some Marvel Ultimate Alliance. And those are both good games.
Yep, so Skyward Sword, but we're not getting into that again.
We don't tell lies on this podcast.
Okay.
I tell some. Yeah.
So the biggest lie you've told so far is that you didn't enjoy this movie.
I didn't enjoy this movie. I can say that with utter sincerity.
Yeah. I don't think that was a lie on his part.
It should have been, because this movie is funny.
It's funny to you and me. Ty has a more sophisticated humor.
Even that. It's not that much more sophisticated, but like.
Well, no, there's notches, and you're just like
I'm just above and a half. I'm just a notch above the bottom of the trash can, whereas you guys like to swim in it.
We're Oscar the Grouch. We're fine.
You're certainly a Grouch. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Ty, just like my blindness to liking King Batch, are you sure you're not blinded by your hatred of Logan Paul?
No, I literally have. I don't know anything about Logan Paul other than he's a problematic person and he's a YouTuber. But I don't follow YouTubers.
I get where Ty is coming from. I understand why he doesn't like this film, but I also, because I enjoy the film, I know where you're coming from.
If Logan Paul had a 5-second cameo in Avengers Endgame, that would still be a 10 out of 10 movie.
Fun fact. Well, not so fun fact.
Wouldn't it be 5 out of 5?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Logan Paul does have like a 6-second cameo in the music video of Little Dicky's Molly.
Who?
Lil Dicky's a rapper. Why do I know that and not you?
Because you're a big rap fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a big rap fan.
You're bigger than me, I guess.
He's a pretty... I like his music. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. You're really into Little Dicky, huh?
Yeah.
Super. I actually do enjoy Lil Dicky's music.
It's... Have you ever heard of Bo Burnham's kind of thing? Kind of comedy?
Yeah, I've watched a little bit.
If you like Bo Burnham's kind of comedy, you might like Lil Dicky's comedy songs.
Here's my baseline, guys. And if a movie or a person or a show is not as funny as me, I don't think it's funny.
And you should think
nothing's funny.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, you're the peak of humor.
Thank you. I'm glad you realized that. We don't tell lies on this podcast.
I do. I tell lies all.
All right. Well, do we have anything else to say about this movie before we get into the? Oh, fucking hell! Yo, let's take a walkie. Watch a movie with the who we call it Chalky Talkies. Chalky Talkies. All right, who in this movie would be the most likely to enjoy a nice, refreshing yoo-hoo?
Nate, you go first.
Eddie.
I was gonna say Eddie as well.
I'm gonna say Trap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trap.
He seems a little stressed out. He needs some yoo-hoo to calm down.
I could see him just kicking back at the end of the day with a yoo-hoo.
Especially now that he has his new job at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
They just trust him to work at the gym.
All right.
I mean, why not?
Let's get to one last thing, and then we got to do our final rating. Okay. All right. Nate has something too. Raceland, you go first.
I want you to say one positive thing about this movie. One positive thing.
It's not too long. All right, Nate, what's your thing?
God damn it.
It's true, it's not very. All right, so I just had a few notes. The first note we've already covered, which is I didn't like that Terry Crews was a bad guy.
Yeah,
Not that he wasn't a bad guy, just that I didn't like him as one.
What?
Second, I fucking despise the jacuzzi of death.
No, dude, that thing sucked.
It's pretty disgusting.
That makes absolutely no sense, especially considering it has such a strong odor that the moment you enter the basement, it hits you.
How do they not smell it upstairs?
Yeah, not even upstairs. The fact that is apparently their club room aspect of their fraternity house. That is where they hang out the majority of their time when they're not hazing people.
Yeah, and didn't it say on the plaque that the founder was like 1985 or something like that?
Yeah.
So that the jacuzzi's been there for like 40 years.
But he died in 2002. And he died in that jacuzzi.
Yeah.
So that jacuzzi.
I don't hear you laughing. I don't hear you laughing, Ty.
It's not
that
funny.
Jacuzzi was like that for 15 years because I think this movie is set in the same time period of when it was made.
I don't believe that the body is still in the jacuzzi.
No, not the body itself, but he's like all of the juices that was the water, the puke, the jello shots. And then they puke in it.
That's really gross.
Yeah. It is the gross. Oh my gosh. I have had to clean up some pretty messed up stuff in my life. I don't think I could bring myself to clean that.
So, as a horror fan, gross stuff doesn't really bother me too much. That said, that jacuzzi was foul.
Yeah. In a horror film, you expect gross stuff. In a comedy film, you don't expect...
Gross out comedy is a thing.
Yeah, gross out comedy, yeah. But I'm saying that was beyond... That actually leads to my second issue with it. Part of the hazing is they have the pledges clean the house with toothbrushes. Brock, in his infinite wisdom, wants Brock wants them to clean the house with a dirty toothbrush.
Then he puts up his ass.
Yeah, he wipes his ass with the toothbrush and he's like, clean it. And he's like, no, obviously not. And then he's like, do you guys want me to clean your house with this? And they're like, no.
They're like, no,
because it goes against the very purpose of the activity.
But we have stated that B-Rock or Brock or whatever, he's not smart. He's pretty dumb. He's just out to get Dell. Or Chet Buttersworth.
Because he suspects that he's doing nefarious things because he's like, this guy just broke in.
Which he is.
House. Yeah.
Yeah, because if we didn't say this in the beginning, the very beginning when he tried to figure out how to get the money, he came in he pretended to be a fire inspector. And they were like, you're not a fire inspector. Like, get out. Brock was like, get out. And then later he's like, oh, I'll just join the fraternity. And he joined in and all the people are like, oh, that's a new pledge. Brock's like, no, that's the same dude who pretended to be a fire inspector. Like, no, you can't say that all black people look the same. It's messed up. And they're like, that's what I'm going to say. That's the same dude. He's the only one pointing it out.
So that aspect, it even goes worse because he decides to drop another toothbrush in the jacuzzi of death. And he's like, go get it.
Next point. We have to move on.
Okay. The next point is the whole fraternity shows that their ancestors were stupid. Who hides a time capsule in their wall of their fraternity with a note saying, I hope you guys find this. How's the future? Well, the only way they could possibly get that time capsule is if they destroy the walls of their fraternity. They have to willingly I can't get past that part. That is so stupid. Which leads me on to my next point. Juice and Del really half-ass it when looking for that money. because all they do is they just punch little holes in wide areas of the wall. They don't really search, they just punch a hole. Is it here? No. Goes to the other side of the room, punches another hole. No. Goes back to the other side, punches a hole. No. So the holes are really small, about the size of a fist, in giant walls. They should have systematically broken down the walls within between the boards.
You're giving them too much
the
credit.
drywall. A little bit of thought. Like, if they're trying to find $1 million and they're wanting to get it done in one go, and they just haphazardly punch holes in wall. Like, that's not how you search for things in a wall. You want to break it down systematically so you can find it. And that's it. Yeah. That's my notes. My gripes with this film.
Fair enough. Then that brings us to our ratings. We'll start with Raceland.
All right. Obviously, I'm the only one on the show that has been praising this movie. I will give it a solid 4 out of 5. I very much had fun with this movie.
Nate.
Ty? Nate. Oh, okay.
I'd give it like a 2. It's not
even a 2.5?
No. A 2. Mainly because, like, I did find chuckles, but like Ty said, they were pretty predictable chuckles. But that's only because I'm a simple-minded guy when it comes to humor.
Predictable is not bad.
Yeah, for the most part. Usually it's not bad. And I didn't feel like this film was trying to make it complicated humor. So it wasn't that they missed their mark. I feel like, did what they were setting out to do. So yeah, I'd give it a 2. Ty?
Oh boy.
I'm going to give this movie 1 air conditioning unit falling from the ceiling that I wish would have crushed me while I was watching this movie.
Damn.
This movie is not funny. It's somehow dated almost. Movies have been doing this type of humor better than it since the dawn of filmmaking, which means that unfortunately this movie does not understand the assignment.
So I'm at least you gave it a 1. That's something.
Yeah, I genuinely thought you were gonna give it a half a point
or negative.
Yeah, and then or negatives if we even go in.
No, we don't do negatives. I don't think we do zeros. Y'all can do decimals if you want, but I don't think I try to keep whole numbers.
Okay. Fair enough.
So, we didn't get any comments about this movie.
People weren't excited?
That doesn't surprise me.
But we do welcome all comments. If you want to comment, you can down in the comment section on YouTube or by emailing us at what'splayingtonight@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter @tonightplaying, and there will also be a link to both the Discord and our new Facebook group down in the description, as well as links to Lime Knight's streaming, YouTube, all that. His link tree, basically. So if you click on that, you can find all of his links to socials and all that.
Hit that follow button.
Yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe. Nate, do you have one last thing you want to say? You made a face.
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, we've reached the end of the show, which means it's time to pick our next movie. Each episode, one of us is at the mercy of the other, and my God, we really are. Since Raceland picked this movie, it's Nate's turn. What are we watching?
So I actually had to change my movie pick this week because the movie I originally picked, which was The Final Girls, I couldn't find it anywhere.
Okay.
I've never heard of that.
It's a horror comedy.
Oh, okay.
If you do have or find the chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. It's pretty good. The new movie I had to picked was The Sixth Day, an Arnold Schwarzenegger film made back in 2000, and it is available on Tubi and Hulu.
All right. Sounds good. I've never seen this.
I've never heard of this.
I really like it. It's a pretty fun Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
What kind of genre is it?
Sci-fi comedy action.
Okay.
All right. Post 90s Schwarzenegger should be interesting.
It's pretty to me, it embodies what Arnold Schwarzenegger's kind of movie is, really. Like, it tries to be, well, I don't even know if it tries to be complicated, I guess.
What's it called again?
Really. The Sixth Day.
The Sixth Day.
And you can find that on Hulu and Tubi.
Yes.
Awesome.
So, looking forward to anybody saying anything about it.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Again, we do welcome all comments. If you want to talk about the movie, you can, and we will read your comments on the show.
Oh, I have one last thing, and it's about last podcast.
Okay.
Last podcast, I gave the Nightmare on Elm Street a 2-star, and I'm retracting that. I'm going to give it a 3-star. It was not as bad looking back as I thought.
Okay.
That's interesting. What brought you to this conclusion?
Well, talking about it with my wife, we were going over it again, and talking about the movie, and like, I will give you like credit, Ty. It did have a good story. Like, I was just poo-pooing on it originally just because, like, I don't like slasher films. Looking back now, I'm thinking about it, like, the story was actually pretty good. Like, it made me interested in seeing future movies of that franchise.
Ooh.
Because you've pointed out, well, the story gets better. I'm like, okay, well, the story was decent here, so I'm sure if you get better, it'll only get better. Kind of thing. So that's why I'm changing it from a 2 to a 3.
Sounds good. We appreciate your mercy on for Nightmare on Elm Street. If that's it, anybody got anything else?
No. Comment what you thought about this movie.
Final words. Raceland.
Okay. Yes.
Do you have any last words?
Oh, my last word is, I guess, like and subscribe. I don't know.
All right, Nate, what is your last words?
We look forward to reading your comments on both the podcast and the movie. So, hope to see you guys out there.
And my last words is bring back Vine.
Yes, Vine.
So I was never really into Vine, so I didn't even know what Vine was, except for like YouTube compilations.
That's that thing that grapes grow on. Anyway, we have been What's Playing Tonight, and we will see you next week with The Sixth Day?
Yes.
The Sixth Day. Watch along with us, and we look forward to talking to you about it.